Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Code Realized Guardian of Rebirth, and we are in the traumatic space that is Saint Germain's route, and, you know, him being all stabby and shit. Oh, good God, guys. I can't. I don't know, this path is so full of wow. I'm curious to see where it goes, but anyway. I hear birds chirping outside the window, and clouds slowly drift across the sky. Gentle light filters into the room, creating shadows. Everything I see feels like a celebration of a peaceful, ordinary day. I feel like I'm trapped in some kind of dream. I sit in a daze, allowing a few hours to pass. My mind is going around and around in circles, only stopping when someone knocks lightly on the door. Someone. Oh, Saint Germain. Hi. Please come in. I don't have a choice. I don't know why you're knocking. Saint Germain enters once again. He's pushing a silver cart carrying a steaming bowl of soup and a plate with some bread rolls. You made me food? Yes, I thought it might be time for lunch. Am I bothering you? You're not bothering me, but you're going to the trouble of feeding someone that you're going to kill? As I said earlier, I don't want to see you suffer. There's still time before your departure. I'd like you to remain just the way you are until then. It's just me being selfish. You're always so kind. I would think that one wouldn't normally say such things to someone who's about to kill you. Saint Germain grimaces, then offers the meal to me. As I reach out to take the bread, I hesitate. I'm really wondering if his path is going to be a lot shorter than the others, just because, I mean, are we in chapter 10 already? I don't even know. It's really weird. I don't know. I'm just really confused about this, but this... don't worry. It's not drugged like before, although I understand if you find it difficult to trust me. No, I'll take it. It's useless to be suspicious of everything now. Plus, if he's gonna kill us, he's gonna kill us, whatever. If he wanted to, he could do anything to me without bothering to mix anything into my food. I take a sip of the soup and sigh a little in pleasure at how good it tastes. It's so good. It's just as good as Impei's cooking. Why, thank you. That is quite a compliment. Saint Germain smiles happily, then takes a good look at me as I smack my lips. This really is strange. What is? That he's in love with us? You're so composed. I had thought you would tremble in fear or resist. Saint Germain is right to be puzzled. Even I myself find it strange at how peaceful I feel. I don't know. Maybe too many crazy things have happened and my mind is numb to it. This almost feels unreal, like I'm in a dream. I see. That may actually be a good thing. You won't have to feel the cruelty of reality. I can only hope that you continue dreaming, although you will have a rude awakening tomorrow night. Because I'll be murdered? Saint Germain nods solemnly in response. Could you at least tell me why? I mean, Jesus, you're gonna stab me and whatever, and there's nothing I can do about it, but at least tell me why, Jesus. Then he takes another good look at me. You know this, so why don't you resist? I give it a great deal of thought before I answer him quietly. Aren't you a master swordsman, respected by even Lupin and the others? Even if I did resist, I don't think I'd be able to get very far. So you're going to give up and wait in fear? No. Strangely enough, I'm not afraid either. I smile at him. It's an undeniable fact that Saint Germain tried to kill me, but I can't bring myself to think that all the kindness he had shown me until the last night had been a lie. Instead of wasting my time cowering, I want to believe in you until the very last moment when you take my life. Jesus. Pointless resistance comes from cowardice. The most important thing is to wait for an opportunity. Lupin said that. That's right. I can save the trembling and fear until all hope has been extinguished. I say this and smile at him, and the Count silently shakes his head. You are much stronger than I had imagined. If I'm strong, it's only because Lupin and the others trained me to be that way. It's because everyone has taught me so much. Yet all I do is take from you. His His quiet muttering carries a note of scorn for himself. I know there isn't much point in saying this, but I wish I had been able to be in a similar position as Lupin when we met. As someone who could save you. Saint Germain, he stares intently at me for a moment, then silently turns on his heels. I'll return at dusk with your dinner. No, I don't need anything else to eat. Are you sure? If the taste doesn't suit you, I'll do my best to find something that does. No, it's not that. I don't actually have to eat to survive. I don't need to go through most of the habits people have. I mean, I never really ate much before I met you all. It's probably because I'm not human. But didn't you always eat with everyone back at the mansion? That's because I enjoyed sharing meals with everyone else. I see. I suppose, compared to our time back then, your current situation doesn't warrant much room for enjoying meals. How did it all come to this? It's only been a few days since we last gathered around the table to eat, laughing. I really enjoyed the time that I've spent with everyone. With you. Sharing meals with you and spending time with you, especially having tea. Even just the short conversations we'd have each day brought me happiness. But now, I look down at the floor thinking back on those days and feeling like it was such a long time ago. The fact that this situation is neither a dream nor a joke is gradually dawning on me. Saint Germain, can we, and Lupin, and everyone else, truly never go back to those days again? It's still not too late to say that this was all some sort of bad dream, and that I can forget about everything that happened. I look up, grasping at this ray of hope, but all I see is Saint Germain's sad smile. I'll bring you a meal in the evening. Saint Germain, I probably have no right to say this, but I, too, feel that the time spent with you is very special. The slightly dangerous but exhilarating days that I spent with you and all the others. It's true, I had hoped that those days would never end. And yet, you got all stabby. He turns and leaves the room without another word. I sigh to myself, then take another bite of the soup. It's gone completely cold by now. At dusk. Here you go. Just like at lunch, Saint Germain quietly enters the room, pushing a silver cart. The red light of the setting sun is shining on him. His long shadow extends from the floor to the wall. It almost looks like a separate living entity. It's probably nicer than the real Count. No, I mean, no offense, but he's kind of stabby, so. I've brought your dinner. Thank you, Saint Germain. Don't thank me. This is simply an excuse. An excuse? Yes, I wanted to do this so that I would have a reason to exchange words with you. Some culty weird shit, and he likes us, and that's why he doesn't want to stab us. He's not going to stab us. He's not going to kill us. I mean, I know he's not going to kill us. That would be the bad path, but I want to speak with you before it all ends. I'm just clinging to futile sentiment. If you want to, we can continue to. We can't. He takes on a sharper tone, piercing me through the heart. I can't do that, Miss Spacey. I want to ask him why, then stop myself. He probably wouldn't answer me anyway. I would ask him, and I'd be like, why? If you're not going to, honestly, like, if you're not going to tell me why you're going to kill me, I'm not talking to you. And I would literally just sit there and stare at a wall and just ignore him. Tell me why, or I'm not talking to you. Fuck you. Why do you get to be happy and you're going to stab me? Saint Germain, I slowly enjoy the meal that the Count offers me and look at him. Saint Germain himself doesn't eat anything. He just observes me intently. Did someone order you to kill me? It seems that this was an unexpected question. Why would you think that? I've been thinking since about noon. About everything you said to me. You don't seem to be acting under your own will right now. It looks to me like you're pushing back your emotions in order to carry out some sort of mission. He doesn't reply. After a moment, he speaks quietly. You must understand. I'm making the decision to kill you myself. The guilt of killing you should fall on no one's shoulders but mine. He averts his eyes and turns his face down. There's a trace of a dark shadow over his usual smile. Is that true? Yes. Then why do you look so sad? Sad? Do I seem that way to you? Yes, you do, and I'm certain I'm right about it. Because we're friends. Secret lovers. Anyway, there's no way I can mistake that expression on the face of someone I consider dear to me. He's more than a friend. There's a formless emotion lying within me that goes beyond friendship. I see. If I look sad to you... The setting sun causes a shadow to cross his face. Shadow makes him look sinister. I probably truly do love the days that I spent with you. Perhaps my hesitation stems from a yearning for a return to those days. Saint Germain narrows his eyes even more and slowly smiles. No, calling it a yearning for those times is too roundabout. Playing it safe. I probably love you. Oh my god. This is so fucking weird. And yet you're gonna get stabby. This is really bizarre. She's like, you're in love with me, but you want to kill me. Really confused right about now. This is not how that's supposed to work. I think you have your emotions confused. Murder and love are two different things. The smile he wears now is different from his usual smile, reflecting true kindness. I don't know if he's saying he loves me in a romantic sense. Perhaps he means that he has a deep affection for me as a friend who has adventured alongside him. But still, I can't keep my cheeks from reddening. The days I spent with you remind me of when I was still alive. So he's... When you were alive? What do you mean? You sound like you're saying you weren't alive right now. I've said too much. I didn't mean to confuse you. He's immortal. He sighs slightly, then stands. So he's probably, whatever that choice he made, the regret thing was choosing immortality, and now he's like, fuck, this sucks. I must excuse myself now. I'll bring you another meal in the morning. Tomorrow will be your last full day of life. You may want to say your prayers to make sure you have no regrets. What should I pray to? Something you believe in. Those are Saint Germain's last words as he turns to leave, bathed in the light of the setting sun. As he leaves, I call out to him, forcing out the words. I have many regrets. You haven't even told me why I'm going to be killed. Why are you going to kill me? Am I going to die without knowing that? I ask him the same question that I asked before. I assume that I'm not going to get a reply. But Saint Germain stops and turns around and looks at me. Because there's no other way for you to have a peaceful death. If you must be faced with death, it mustn't be at the hands of others. It should, at least, be from my own hands. It's your deliverance, and at the same time, a punishment for me for having taken your life. Again! So you just go around... So what, you care about Lupin, so you're gonna softly kill him too? No, he's fine. Again! This makes no sense! You're crazy! Oh, the pretty ones are always crazy. I look down and clench my hands into fists. From the day we met, I've always thought that you were a mysterious person. You hide your true feelings, and you have secrets, but you've been a kind and reliable friend. That's why I wanted to know more about you. I wanted to be closer to you. That's what I wanted, but... My voice begins to tremble. I feel myself growing hot, and the words rush out of me. Now, the more I talk to you, the less I understand about you. You must have some reason for why you're doing this to me. I want to believe you. I want you to make me believe you. There's no need for you to understand me. What? I look up at his sudden interruption. You only need to look at the facts before you and simply hate me. Hate me. Hate me so much that it makes you want to kill me. His expression is emotionless as he looks me directly in the eyes. Okay, I think we're supposed to say, is that the only way? Yes, we're supposed to say, is that the only way? So what we're going to do is pause this here. Pause. Save. Save, and we're going to say, I don't want to. Okay, so we're going to say, I can't. I shake my head. I can't do that. Why not? I'm trying to kill you. I would think that would be reason enough to cause you to hate me. It might be, but after spending time with you and the others, I've been gifted with a number of different emotions. I'm overflowing with so many that there's no room inside me for hate. I place my hands over my chest with a faint smile. Even when I told you about my past, you never stopped treating me the same way. Even when you found out what I was in that underground laboratory, you've never looked at me any differently. That's why I'm not going to change how I see you. I can't hate you. I know, as a homunculus, I probably don't have the right to feel such things inside me, but I finally realized I think I just want to love you from the bottom of my heart. You cannot, Miss Spacey. You shouldn't think that way. I tell Saint Germain exactly how I feel, and I see a hint of emotion flicker on his mask-like expression. He seems pained and has difficulty choosing his next words. Oh, because I'm going to betray those feelings you have developed for me. Never doubt that. Saint Germain's one-sided argument makes my heart ache. Why is this happening? I want to shout at him, asking him why he must kill me, but I also know that doing so won't solve anything. I'll see you tomorrow morning. With this, Saint Germain leaves the room. Okay, so that's our cue to... Okay. We're going to load and go back to... But that's beautiful! We were like, but I love you! That's too bad, I'm going to stab you anyway. His expression is emotionless, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Is that the only way? If I hate you for trying to kill me, will this pain disappear? He's been perfectly frank about his intent to kill me. It's obvious that I should be hating him, but part of me is unable to accept that. Saint Germain speaks in a definitive tone, completely shutting out my doubts. Okay, well now I'm wondering though, because he said when he died, like he's immortal, is he going to, quote-unquote, kill us and make us immortal to be with him? Is that like really going to be there? Like, oh, I was just going to stab you and kill you so that you wake up and then you're with me and we can be together. Because that's not fucking creepy either. But, you know, at least you're like, oh, killing me, quote-unquote, killing me like you're, quote-unquote, dead. You're an immortal and now I'm immortal too. Oh, that's sweet. Oh, honey, that's like the best present ever. Oh, girl. Like, you know, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, Saint Germain speaks in a definitive tone, completely shutting out my doubts. Yes. Please, hate me as much as you can. Curse me. What I'm about to do to you is a crime that deserves your contempt. It would be easier for me if you could see it that way. Saint Germain's one-sided argument makes my heart ache. No, you know what? This is when you're like, no. It's gonna make it easier for you if I hate you? No. No. I'm not gonna hate you then, bastard. Suffer. Why is this happening? I want to shout at him, asking him why he must kill me. But I also know that doing so won't solve anything. Okay, so this is kind of the same, but I'll see you tomorrow morning. With this, Saint Germain leaves the room. Midnight. I lay on the bed, thinking about everything that's happened. There's only one full day left until Saint Germain has declared that he would kill me. When that time comes, I know that he'll make sure to kill me, even though he may hesitate. Saint Germain says he has a reason to kill me. I still don't know what it is. But he's sticking to his reason and definitely intends to kill me. I don't want to die. The words that spill from me now never would have occurred to me back when I was shut up inside my mansion. Meeting Lupin and seeing and walking in the outside world, Impey, Victor, and Van Helsing, and the time spent with Saint Germain. Even though my life may only be artificial, perhaps all these experiences have given me a desire to continue living. I don't want to die. For Saint Germain's sake. Obviously, I don't want to die for my own sake as well. But more than that, I feel that Saint Germain would be left with lasting emotional trauma if he was forced to kill me. I bite my lip. I wonder if I can escape from here. It doesn't seem like Saint Germain will listen to anything I have to say at this point, but maybe Lupin and the others can get through to him. I'll escape from this place and meet up with them all. If I face Saint Germain with all the friends that he's been spending time with, then perhaps... All right. I recall Saint Germain's sad expression as I get out of bed. First, I check the room for any possible means to escape. Just as he had said, my poison doesn't seem to have any effect on the locked doors or the tightly shut windows. I try the walls and floor as well, but the poison has no effect on any surface that could lead out of this room. Yeah, but your elbow can have a nice effect on that glass, or that vase right there, or that lamp. He said that he'd used Victor's formula, but is it really possible to poison-proof this much space alone in such short time? If the poison doesn't work, then... I pick up a chair and slam it against the window. It's a clean hit, but the window doesn't break at all. I wonder what material it's made from. It looks so fragile, but it doesn't budge. Alright, well there goes that idea. Because I was going to say, she's kind of an idiot if she doesn't think of that. But apparently, St. Germain ain't no idiot because he thought of that. After that, I continue trying different ways to escape from the room, being extremely thorough to check any crevice. But all my time and effort are spent in vain, and the sky is beginning to turn white when I give up. My breathing is uneven. I'm pretty tired after my intensive search. The stress from knowing that a friend is intending to kill me is probably a big factor in my fatigue as well. I lie on the bed to take a short break. I grow impatient, feeling that I need to do something about this situation. But instead, the tiredness overtakes me, and I fall into a deep sleep. I awake to the sudden sensation of the bedsheets being flung off of me. Hi. Oh, I was expecting a CG. I open my eyes in surprise and see Saint Germain's face right in front of me. With his beautiful... I kind of understand why his eyes were always closed. Because they didn't want us to see the sinister bastard underneath. Way to go, game. He's looming over me. Oh, did I wake you? Good morning. You were doing that on purpose, Rapey McRaperson. He's going to kill me. I break out in goosebumps all over my body, and whatever drowsiness I still have is blown away instantly. I instinctively thrust my arm forward, trying to throw him aside. Ooh, CG? No. But he grabs my hand and forces me to stand up. Before I know it, he's holding both my wrists in one hand and covering my mouth with the other. Just like when he had been strangling me, his hand seems unaffected by my poison where it touches my skin. It's because he's wearing gloves. Oh, our poison won't work on him? That's sexy. It's so wrong right now. Oh, that just makes it creepier. Why did... Oh dear. Unfortunately, your poison won't work on me. These gloves have been poison-proofed, just like your own clothing. Oh, I thought he meant his whole body. He shrugs, then looks me in the eyes. There should be one more day before the time Saint Germain specified that I would die. So what's going on? I glare at the Count in protest. For some reason, I sense a hint of desperation in his expression. Please, don't look at me that way. I'm sorry this is so sudden, but the situation has changed a bit. For the moment, I can't have you running around like last night. That must mean that he heard me making noise in the room as I was attempting to escape. Before I can figure out my next move, he pushes me against one of the bedposts with overpowering strength. Oh, hi. Then he quickly ties me to it. Oh! This is disturbing and sexy at the same time. I don't know how to feel. Spacey's broken. I don't know how to do this. Obviously, the rope will not be melted by your poison either. Now you definitely will not be able to run. His face is right in front of mine. A perfume with an almost sweet scent tickles at my nose. I twist my body, trying to free myself from the rope. But the more I struggle, the tighter the rope digs into me. Ugh. There is a reason for this. Please stay quiet. This is really creepy. You are mine in life, and I shall guide you to your death. You are mine. I won't give you to anyone else. Yes, even if the true course of fate desires you, I shall be the one to end your life. That is your deliverance and my punishment. This is the second time I've heard these words. He's still smiling as usual, and yet, at the same time, it almost looks like he's crying behind that smile. Because he doesn't want to kill us. It was probably unnecessary to go this far, but if he were to find you, I might at least be able to say that I had you properly contained. He. Saint Germain carefully steps away. He removes his hand from over my mouth, and I'm finally able to draw a deep breath. Huff. We lock eyes. I'm not really sure what the point of this sudden activity is, but there's no point in hiding anything now that he knows I was trying to get out last night. Saint Germain, there's one last thing I want to say. I fully intend to escape tonight before midnight. Why would you tell me that? It's like you're going out of your way to be caught. I didn't want to say nothing. I feel like that would be betraying you. I really feel like something is wrong with me, too, talking like this when so much is on the line. But these words are coming from my heart. You really are incredibly honest. I've been betraying your trust all this time, and yet you say you don't wish to betray mine. I stare at the Count, who wears a smile of self-mockery. Even if I'm able to somehow escape, I don't know if I'll ever see Saint Germain ever again. That's why I want to leave him with some parting words. Whether or not I'm able to escape, there's one more thing I want to tell you. Goodbye, Saint Germain. No matter what happens, I'm still glad you came into my life. If I hadn't met you, I don't think I would have the will to live that I do now. Saint Germain is silent for a long time. He stares at me, then opens his mouth to say something. But after a moment, he shuts it without a word. He continues looking at me, as if making an effort to break through his hesitation. Goodbye, Miss Spacey. He says only this, then leaves the room. His soft voice seems to linger in the air behind him after he's gone, because he's now on the hall crying because he doesn't want to kill you, because he loves us. As soon as I'm alone again, so many words begin flooding into my dazed mind. Why did he suddenly decide to tie me up like this, when he said there was still time? Saint Germain said that the situation had changed. If we're now in a situation where my moving about would cause trouble for him, I might be able to make this work in my favor. Oh, this is that robot thing that was hunting the mansion, right? Bet it has something to do with that. And I'm going to bet anything, so that makes me think that it's that thing, right? That he fought off. Because we're going down someone else's path. He's like, I'll take care of this. Like, I'm going to fight this robot thing to save you from it. You know, because he cared about us, he's our friend. And in this path, obviously we're on his path, but he's like slowly falling in love with us, whatever. But I'm seriously wondering if that robot thingy isn't like, quote unquote, because he keeps saying fate with a capital F, you know? And that has something to do with the fact of why he's immortal or whatnot. And maybe that thing hears her and that thing lives here, even though we saw it in the other mansion. You know, it was like, wait, what was that thing? It was like, I want her. And now it's living here. So when we, in that bad path, when he said, oh, I have something to take care of in the other mansion, and he never came back, that thing killed him. Maybe. But wouldn't you have wanted that? I don't know. Something happened with that. That's why. So now that we're here, that thing is here, and I don't know. I don't know. It's really weird, but I feel like there's something going on with that robot-y thing that we saw. Anyway. I might be able to make this work in my favor. I say this out loud, making myself believe in every word. Stay calm. Don't panic. The most important time to be calm is when you're in trouble. That was something Lupin had taught me. I have to understand the situation I'm in, understand my options, and do my best to catch the enemy off guard. Those are all the skills necessary to stay alive. Saint Germain knew everything there was to know about my poison, and thus was fully prepared to deal with it. But there is something he hasn't realized. I learned how to be a thief from the great Lupin. He made sure to teach me how to free myself from a rope, too. When I was being tied, I twisted my wrist to create a gap, so now I can keep twisting my wrist to widen the gap. It's a very small thing, but according to Lupin, at times it's the little things that dictate the tides of battle. What is Saint Germain thinking? Why is he trying to kill me? I'm going to hold off on thinking about these things. Right now, the most important thing is to get out of here alive. I work on widening the small gap in the rope, and time flies by. The sunlight entering the room pans across the floor and then lengthens as the sun begins to go down. Even then, the rope isn't loose enough for my hand to pass through it. Then, a while after the sun is set, my wrists are finally free of the rope. Like, Jesus, it took forever. Took all fucking day. Yes! I whisper my excitement, then untie the rest of the knots and relax slightly. I've regained the freedom to move my body. Now I have bigger problems to tackle. There's no clock in the room, so I can't tell what time it is. I was so engrossed in freeing myself from the rope that I have no idea how long it's been since the sun went down. When will Saint Germain finish preparing the poison and return to this room? Will it be a few hours? Or is he on his way here even now as I stand here? I try to block out any fear and unease, and once I finish preparing for my escape, I turn to the keyhole in the door. This was something I had been thinking about before untying myself. My poison won't work on this door. I'm not strong enough to break it down. All that remains then is the lockpicking skills that Lupin taught me. I don't have any tools on hand though. Well, I can just make something. I take off my gloves and set my sights on a handle sticking out of a nearby shelf. The handle is metal. I wonder if I can fashion some kind of wire out of it. An ordinary person wouldn't be able to do that, but I can. I gently touch the handle with my bare hand. It seems that the handle hasn't been protected from my poison as it begins to melt and smoke the moment I touch it. I can use this. I feel the metal becoming warmer, and I begin to create a thin metal stick from it, like twisting a piece of thread. It doesn't look that great, but it should do the trick. My breathing naturally becomes shallower as I stick the two wires into the keyhole. I lose track of how much time it takes. I feel a click. I put my hand against the door and give it a gentle push. The door, which hadn't budged at all until this point, opens with a tiny creak. I look around cautiously and step out into the hall. It feels like ages since I was last outside this room. The sudden freedom has given me a sense of liberation, but I'm also terrified that it could be taken away from me at any moment. I juggle these emotions as I reach out to the window in the hallway. It doesn't melt. He even poison-proofed outside the room, too? That robot did it. Then the only way out is the door that leads outside. If this mansion is the same floor plan as the other one, then I know where the back door should be. But it may not be an exact replica, so the only exit I know of for certain is the door in the main hall. I need to hurry. I run, trying to contain my panic, and eventually arrive at the main hall. Only one set of doors separates me from the outside world. I jump at the door and turn the knob. Cold sweat trickles down my back as I realize that the door must be locked from the inside and shows no sign of opening. This hall is vast and I can be seen from anywhere. It's only a matter of time before I'm caught. The poison probably won't work, but I take my gloves off once more and bring my finger close to the keyhole. A slight bit of smoke begins to rise from the knob. It's working. There seems to be some sort of poison proofing here as well, as the melting is so much slower than its usual effect. Why just here? Could he have known that I would attempt to escape and made it so that the poison would only have a slight effect? What should I do now? Oh. Okay. Hold on. This is the next bad path. Okay. Keep using poison is a bad end. Okay, it's our third bad end. So we're about to get our third bad end. So we're going to save this. Okay. So we're going to get a bad ending, right? Oh, keep using the poison. If it's working at all, I'll just keep going. More smoke begins to rise from the lock, and my finger slowly sinks into the keyhole. The time doing this feels like an eternity to me. I'm completely visible and vulnerable, standing in the open hall. If Saint Germain checks my room, it's all over, and even if he doesn't, all he has to do is pass by this hall to spot me. I begin to regret that I didn't try picking the lock again, like earlier. And this is what I love. The game is like, I regret that I did this, like with Impei. Like, I shouldn't have jumped out, because I could die at any moment. And you're like, oh, fuck. I mean, we knew it was the bad path because we did it on purpose. But this is like that. I regret that I didn't do this. Oh, fuck. Like, but the keyhole is almost completely melted. There's no turning back now. Hurry, hurry, hurry. As my impatience mounts, my finger finally reaches the end of the lock. It's open. I can finally get out. Not so fast. I spin around and instantly feel something thrust into me. I don't feel any pain. I feel just an odd sensation, like something is off. Did Saint Germain stab us? I look down and see a blade lodged deep in my chest. This can't be happening. The red blood flowing from the wound looks so surreal. I feel totally weak, and just as I'm about to fall to the ground, Saint Germain catches me. In my dying moments, his face has a kind yet sad expression. Goodbye, Miss Spacey. May you rest in peace. I can't believe he fucking killed us. As I hear his voice ever so softly, I fall into darkness. Not so fast. I'm going to stab you. Not so fast, stab. God, Saint Germain, what the fuck? What the actual fuck? I mean, I know, like, I can't. Why are you so stabby? Okay, anyway, so. Okay. So, we're gonna go down the, what should I do now? Try picking the lock. Stay calm. Stay calm. The poison will definitely break the lock. But right now, I'm racing against time, and the poison will just take too long. And I've successfully picked one lock in this mansion already. If this door uses the same style of lock, I might be in an advantage, since I already have experience with it. If that's the case, I use the wires from before to pick at the lock. I tell myself to remain calm over and over again, trying my best to keep my hands from shaking. Hurry, hurry, hurry. This is taking longer than expected. I try to control my emotions as best I can, not knowing when Saint Germain will appear. Then, finally, I hear the sound I've been waiting to hear. Yes! I can't help but let out a small cry of relief. At the same moment, Miss Spacey, impossible. How did you... I hear Saint Germain's voice from behind. I resist the urge to turn around. I open the doors and jump outside, then slam them behind me and start running. This is one of the escape techniques Lupin taught me. It's so he won't be able to tell which way I run. Once I'm in the forest, I deliberately go off the path and run into the thicket. It would be foolish of me to run along the beaten path. Saint Germain is my only pursuer. He doesn't have any hunting dogs that can track my scent. If I run into the brush, it'll be nearly impossible to spot me in the night forest. Not even Saint Germain will be able to follow me. I'll be fine now, just fine. The terror of death finally begins to set in, gradually taking over my body. Fuck. My anxiety and fear keep me moving, and I continue to run without stopping. After a while, I suddenly enter an open area. I've seen this place before. The streets we traveled before entering the forest. Huh? The path we took to the mansion made it seem like the forest was much deeper and further from the city. I haven't even been running for 10 minutes. What an ass! Circling around, running around in circles, 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 circles. I'm confused by the fact that I'm out of the forest much sooner than I'd expected. Maybe that forest had a strange power. Or maybe Saint Germain had been circling the forest on our way here to throw off my sense of direction and distance. Either way, there's no way for me to know, and I don't intend on pursuing the matter any further. I look back into the forest. For some reason, the sad look on Saint Germain's face crosses my mind. Saint Germain, we'll meet again. Yeah, when you're not trying to be stabby. I hesitate, still moving forward, then break back into a run. After running for a while, I finally start to see the Count's original mansion that we'd all been staying at. I finally made it this far. I can see everyone else soon. As I think this, my lips naturally lift into a smile. Oh god. The first thing I'll do when I see them all is apologize for worrying them, then tell them about Saint Germain. Right as I'm thinking this, Saint Germain, I suddenly get the feeling that I'm being watched and stop moving. Something huge cuts through the air, barely missing me. With a huge rumble, it smashes into the ground. Oh, it's the robot thing. Ugh! I'm thrown back by the blast of wind and stone. Scream, girl. Ugh! I cry out from the pain that hits my entire body. I gulp in a breath, then shakily stand up, cringing against the pain. What just... I squint my eyes to get a better look into the cloud of dust. This monster wants to kill us, and that's why Saint Germain would rather kill us. Because it won't be... Oh. Yeah, this is some creepy-ass night thing. Oh, this is... Yeah. A gentle breeze blows the dust aside, and my assailant is revealed. So this was that creepy thing in the mansion, remember? And then it came out, the shadow came out, and we were like, what the fuck is this? And Saint Germain's like, go, I'll take care of it. A huge figure stands there. It's a white knight, covered head to toe in a suit of armor. A huge sword protrudes from the ground. The sheer size of the figure and its sword gives me a sense of overwhelming awe. Is this Twilight? No, it can't be. My judgment is groundless, but the knight in front of me possesses a formidable air, completely apart from that of Twilight. The figure stands with great dignity amidst the dust and the moonlight, and it has such Herculean strength that it could throw this giant blade with the strength to cut a gouge out of the ground. If whoever was wearing that suit were to glare at me from beneath the helm, I would be petrified by fright, unable to move. That's right. I've seen that suit of armor before. The first night I stayed at the mansion. I saw the huge figure walking in the hall. I hadn't been seeing things. When I asked Saint Germain about it, he'd said that he had no idea what it could be. But what if he was lying to hide the identity of this attacker? Are you working with Saint Germain? The armored figure responds with silence. It easily lifts the huge sword from the ground and slowly takes a combat stance towards me. This person is trying to kill me. I don't understand why. But I need to run. By pure instinct, my fear pushes me to move, and I turn around and try to make a run for it. My assailant takes a great leap and lands directly in my path. It spins around to face me, still sliding along the ground with the momentum from the jump, and drops into a crouch. The friction between the armor and the gravel on the ground creates sparks. What? I don't think it's Saint Germain because he's not nearly as pasty, and we already know that, like, you know, it can't be possible to move like that wearing all that armor. But also, this thing, then Saint Germain tried to protect us from him, and that's what it is. He was going to kill us because this thing wants to kill us, and Saint Germain would rather kill us gently himself. That's kind of sweet of him. Creepy, but sweet. This figure in front of me is no ordinary person, no matter how I look at it. The assailant lifts its giant blade once more and points it towards me. There's no place to run. It's all I can think. Van Helsing. A gunshot rings out in the darkness of the forest, striking a spark from the armor. The figure staggers slightly, then turns to look at the bushes in the forest. There stands... Of course it's fucking Van Helsing. It's a gunshot. It's fucking Van Helsing. Oh, I know we're on Saint Germain's path, but Van Helsing, you sexy bastard, I love you. Oh, look! And boyfriend number 2, Victor. Lupin will be boyfriend number 2. I'm sorry, Victor, you're gonna have to be 3rd. Saint Germain's gonna have to be 4th. And Impey's 5th. No offense to Impey, but, like, I mean, Saint Germain still ranks above Impey. That's really sad. Okay, so Victor, Impey, and Saint Germain can all tie for 3rd, but Van Helsing's number 1. Van Helsing and Lupin are tied for number 1, probably. We haven't even gone down Lupin's path, but you know it's going to be good, and they're going to be tied for number 1. The other ones are tied for number 2. How about that? That works. You know what? I love you all, but Van Helsing is still my number 1. I can't. Oh, rock salt doesn't work on you, I see. That armor you're wearing is pretty sturdy. I see Van Helsing quickly load his shotgun with a different type of ammunition, and a wide-eyed Victor standing nearby. Van Helsing! Victor! Oh, I love you, boys. Van Helsing ignores me, then aims his other gun at the knight and fires. But the assailant raises its sword, and I see several sparks leap from the blade. Deflecting bullets. You're ridiculous. Those are lethal, you know. Spacey, are you hurt? I hear someone call out to me and turn towards the voice to see Victor running towards me. We already knew it was him, though. We've all been looking for you. I'm so glad we happened to get back early. Thank you. Who's that in the armor? I don't know either. I was just suddenly attacked. You know, after running from Saint Germain, who was trying to kill me. Wait, what now? I was suddenly attacked as I was running from Saint Germain, who has been trying to stab me for days. And they're like, what? Pause. What? Yeah, I don't know either. I watch Van Helsing and the attacker intently as they slowly close in on each other. Tell me one thing. Who are you? The assailant doesn't respond. It simply stands ready to strike. Assailant, a mysterious person who wears full armor. He comes after the heroine with a huge double-bladed sword. I had to cough. Dry throat. You're not the talkative type. Skilled assassin, I see. Van Helsing's lip curl into a smile as if he's enjoying this. Oh, you're a bit too conspicuous to be an assassin. Flames light up the darkness of the night. Bombs. Those are the explosive shells that Van Helsing has used in several battles. Intense smoke rises from the impacts, completely covering the armored knight. Did you get it? Not yet. Van Helsing replies tersely as he reloads his guns. And just as Van Helsing said, when the wind blows the smoke away, the armored figure is standing there, just as it had been before. And even though this is going to go on for a little while, I'm going to wrap this part up here, and we're going to see what happens when we come back, now that our boyfriends have come to save us. Thank God. I can't wait to tell them that Saint Germain was trying to kill us. It's going to be interesting. But anyway, I'm going to wrap this part up here. I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.